a terrible football show.
Hopefully you're having an amazing day today, because your day is about to just get a little bit worse listening to this show. I got both the boys with me here in studio. Shane, Tyler, how you boys? Tyler, welcome back. Welcome back, dude. It's been, like what, 1 out of 6 is what you've done recently?
I'm pulling the damn Chargers right now.
Yeah, I mean, you really are. I mean, it was only natural for you to come back in. You're pretty hyped. You had a pretty big win that we got to talk about here today. And then naturally, we also got Shane here. Shane, how you doing? How you feeling?
Pretty good. I mean, this is the first episode back since Penn State took that romping.
I know. He dodged all of it.
That's
he dodged all of the trash.
He wiggled his way right through it, bro.
Dodge that shit just to say Sean Clifford coming back.
See, and what's funny, he popped in my chat and said, "We are at halftime," thinking he was big shit, right?
I know.
And then the second half.
And then I was driving the entire second half, and I'm sitting there. I turned it off on the radio, man. I said, right, I'm done with this.
I'm done.
Hey, once it got to like 24-10, I'm like, I'm out. I'm
Arkansas,
out.
I think Arkansas threw 3 passes in the second half.
They were running
Is that a Patriots reference? Because they lost.
Hey, it very well could be, because we were running the ball.
Yeah.
It was a run, 9 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards.
That's the key to beat both of my teams right there. Just run the ball.
It really is. It really is. That's going to be Buffalo's kryptonite. Yeah, when talking about run the ball, man, we got some stuff to talk about there involving, let's say, San Fran, because they ran it down Dallas's throat.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we got a lot of conversations involving Wild Card Weekend, gearing up for the Divisional Round, of course. It's going to be a terrible football show. We're going to have a good time. If you could, go follow us at Twitter at TerribleFB Show, as well. Go check out the other shows like Gamesthetic, AniMan Plus, talking about movies and stuff. And lastly, if you want sports for the Patreon is a great way to do so, but don't feel obligated. Just be a friend. Tell a friend. Shout out to Andy, our Tier 1 patron. We appreciate the hell out of you. So first and foremost, I got to plug this. I've already plugged it twice on 2 different episodes. Start turning down the music here. We're up to something. We're up to something. We're up to something. Okay, we are. We got something big in the works.
Yep.
Something very big. So it's not. And when I say when we're up to something, I mean for Sparky 3. I don't mean for a terrible football show. I mean for the whole brand. We're up to something big. Both these boys can agree with me. It's big. It is the biggest thing that we've done so far, at least in my opinion.
Yep,
I'm pumped.
it's up there.
It is up there. It is the next step in what we're going to do with Sparky 3. I mean, that's what it is. It is the next step, and not only is it the next step, it is the next huge step. So get excited. Hopefully, we'll have the official announcement on that in let me look at the calendar. Maybe like a week. Yeah, maybe a week. We might could announce it in a week, because maybe February 1st could be the launch date for what we have going on, what we got cooking in the kitchen. So maybe a week, maybe just maybe we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. It's going to be super cool. We'll be posting it on each of our Twitters, at the Terrible FB Show Twitter. It'll get posted on the Gamesthetic Twitter, AniMan Plus Twitter, everything. Man, we're going to be posting the shit out of this. It's super cool. Cannot wait. If you're a fan of the show, if you're a fan of us, you're a fan of this brand, please definitely stay tuned because it is super, super cool. I'm very ready for it. Boys, anything on your mind that we need to chat about before we jump into stuff?
So, we talked about earlier at Kendall Browse. Got offered a job in Miami and some other places. I saw this thing on Facebook just now. Chris Hummer. I don't know who he is as of right now, but he said, can confirm Miami is zeroing in on Kendall Browse as program's next offensive coordinator. A source tells 24 Sports and Brett McMurphy had it first. Arkansas had the nation's top 25 offense in terms of yards per play this year, after ranking 101st in the year before Browse got there. So I did hear reports that he already rejected the job because he's already in Atlanta recruiting for our next class for 23. But hey, who knows? It's college football.
Yeah, true. I mean, if he would come down to Miami, I'd be here for it. But I feel like him and Odom both are in a pretty good position with Arkansas. They're going to at least ride with it for at least another year, I think. Who knows? Maybe two.
Yeah, I think Odom will be here. I think even though Odom will probably be more sought out than Kendall would be, but I think the only way Odom does leave is because we have a lot of pieces leaving on defense.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of talent coming in. So that's intriguing. But as far as Briles goes, I think he'd be more intrigued to take a head coaching job just because I think that's the type of guy he is. I mean, we talked about it a little bit before the show. I mean, his last 3 jobs, Florida State, FAU, and Baylor, he's been there max 2 years.
Right.
So,
Tyler, what about you? How are you feeling about Penn State picking up Miami's former head coach, Manny Diaz? You haven't been on the show for us to chat about it.
I like it. It's pretty solid.
I mean, he's not a bad DC. I just still think that he was the laziest fucking hire that we could have done at the time. I stand by that. I mean, it was.
Well, some people ain't meant to be coaches, you know.
Yeah, some are just born to be coordinators.
Yeah, like Dick LeBeau, for example. That man had one head coaching job, I think, ever. And then after that, he was a fucking coordinator for like 30 fucking years. And one of the best coordinators in history. Yeah. I mean, let's be real. But yeah, Manny Diaz, I mean, I just really feel like it was a lazy hire. I mean, he was set to take the head coaching job at Temple, which I think would have been a better spot for him, smaller school, you know, work your way up. His first head coaching job, and then he backed out of it because Mark Wright stepped down, and he just got the Miami job. I just feel like that was such a lazy hire by us. But, I mean, he's a good DC. I think he'll be good for you guys as a DC.
Yeah, he was on the sidelines for the Arkansas game.
Oh, yeah?
Couldn't call no plays or nothing.
Yeah, but he was chilling. He was vibing, getting a feel for it.
Yeah. He looked good in that Indian line shirt and everything, you know.
And going back to Arkansas real quick, if Barry Odom does leave, you know who I would love to grab, which I know would never happen? The linebackers coach from Kansas City. He's from Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Or no, not Kansas City, from Georgia. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, the dude's from
I don't forget where he's from, but I would love to grab him.
Man, I seen it too. He's a big black dude, ain't he?
Yeah. I can grab his name real quick. Hold on. But y'all can go on the next track while I find his name.
Little fun fact while we just sitting here. I just seen this. Tom Brady is older than every opposing head coach left in the playoffs.
That's rough.
That is a Sports Center facts for you. So,
Stat that.
Yep. That one's that's a little tough right there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Very.
That's a little tough.
All right. While you guys are looking up that name, we hop into some stuff here. Let's look at how we did last week. For the playoffs, I went 4-2. Tyler, you went 5-1. Shane, you also went 4-2. Tyler, your one loss to that Vegas pick, which was kind of a bold pick. Could have gone the safe route, and you've been a perfect 6-0.
I did it for Larry.
I'm gonna be honest.
I was riding the Larry train,
man. You know what?
I'm
gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Other than Tyler, for whatever reason, which I think he honestly just did it for the picks, because who in the hell would have thought San Fran would beat Dallas?
I thought it was possible.
You know why?
Honestly.
You know why?
Like I
it's
knew
Dallas.
Like I knew
they don't win in the playoffs.
I knew out of all the games, out of all the possible upsets, San Fran had the best chance because of it is Dallas, but they put up so good numbers on offense. I didn't think they'd be able to be stopped like they did. But man, Nick Bosa Nick Bosa just got after their ass. Fred Warner got after their ass. Like it was crazy.
I
did quick.
I thought it was possible, but I still was feeling pretty confident riding with Dallas personally. But it is what it is. Shout out to Tyler.
I was hoping for the over though. That's what I was hoping for.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping for a shootout.
Right.
And but I'll take the dub though.
Yeah.
But see, I think if it went to
that money line,
but I think most definitely if it went to a shootout though, I think you had to favor Dallas in that though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If it was going to be a shootout, you had to have taken Dallas on that. Talking about spreads here, I went 5-7 for the NFL, bringing me to a 27-27 overall. Shane, you went 4-8, bringing you to a 26-28 now. Yeah. Tyler, you had a good week. You went 7-5.
Hey, guess what? It's a new year.
It is 22-24.
I don't play no games when it comes to playoffs.
Look, all right. So I gotta address this. Okay,
talking shit.
I promise you, I'm promising the listeners, I am going to get good at betting. Mark my words. On this day that we are recording, which is January 18th, 2022, episode 18 of A Terror Football Show, Alex Light swears he will be a top-notch bettor when the time comes and we can bet. I promise to God. I'm going to start doing my research.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get this shit. I'm going to get these dubs.
I may have panicked this week on my picks, so it might reflect next week. But last week, I actually had time to sit there and think about it.
Yeah, you did.
So instead of just sitting here eating my little King Kong, throwing a little screenshot in there and putting my little numbers down there and doing a lot of overs and unders, you know.
I finally found it.
About time.
He's from CrossFit,
That's it.
and his name's Trey Scott. He is the defensive line coach for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Defensive line. That makes more sense than linebacker.
Yeah,
Their D line is nasty.
I would love to. I would like
If I would have
I
left,
mean, all
Odom left,
three,
bring
all
him
three
in.
All
Bring
three
him
of
in.
the D lines going first, second round.
Oh, for sure.
oh yeah,
Jordan Davis is a big dude.
yeah, he is.
I've seen him.
Nickel Dean, the linebacker, will probably be a top 15 pick too.
N'Kobe. And dang, what's the other dude's name?
The other dude's coming back. Number 4.
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Damn.
And speaking of draft, here in the very near future, we will be getting our our player rankings set up for the draft. The deadline for entering the draft should have been I think yesterday or today actually. So the deadline should be done, so we should know everyone that will be in the draft. We'll probably spend a lot more time focusing on that. I mean, if we feel like it, we may touch on a few positions before the Super Bowl ends, but I'd probably say the first episode after the Super Bowl, we will be all in on the draft, all in on draft and free agency. Getting what we are going to do is do a group player rankings, our top 5 per position, as well as a top 5 overall of the draft, and we'll each be doing mock drafts as well. So that'll be pretty fun. We're working on our player rankings now. We're not very far into it, but we'll get there.
I'm fucking done. So.
Well, yeah, your part's done. I've only personally done 2 positions myself.
I started panicking after like 20 minutes of looking at people.
So,
yeah.
unfortunate.
So, what is y'all's take on now that Jacksonville solidified the number 1 pick?
Yep.
Me and Alex talked about this a little last week. I think honestly they go Neal.
I think they
one.
do too. I think Neal's got to be, as long as Neal has like a good combine, good pro day and stuff. I feel like he's a surefire number 1.
My thing is what coach are they going to get?
That's also the thing.
That might reflect if they go Thibodeau or not.
Or Aiden.
I just think that
I just feel like Aiden's number 2 locked.
I just think that offensive line just needs so much work.
It does.
Well,
It just needs way too much work.
You only
to
have
pass on.
You
him.
only have one good offensive lineman, and that's your center, Brandon Linder. That's the only person you've got on that O line that's worth a shit.
yeah.
I mean, if I was Jacksonville, and we talked about this also, they have massive cap.
Yep.
I
68.
would draft Neal and then try to get 1 or 2 from free agency.
Yeah,
and
100%.
just hope for the best for next year.
Yeah.
Well, who you trust more, Neal or like Thibodeau? Like, who's more replaceable?
I mean, the potential of the talent with Thibodeau, it's hard to pass up.
But could you go get a player in free agency that's like Neal versus could you go replace Thibodeau?
I would say so. But also, I know for sure if I draft Neal, I know for sure what I'm going to get from him.
I mean, you could get a Luke Jokel.
True. But, I mean, the odds are the odds are, in my opinion, that you're going to get a better pick out of Neal, just because, I mean, he's played how many years at Alabama, and I don't think he's given up hardly any sacks at all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
What?
I just got an email from Steam. My friend Andy sent me a gift. He sent me a game called Genital Jousting. I'm sorry.
And this show is taking a 90-degree turn.
It's a terrible show. Genital Jousting. I've never even heard of it. This looks like some fucking dumb little indie game.
That's tough.
Now, in terms of like which one could you go get in free agency? Well, it depends on who's all going to be free agents first off. But that's tough. I don't know. I'm kind of with Shane where it's like getting Neal, you kind of know what you're getting. Because I mean my mindset is this: while they need help on defense, yes. While it'd be great to pair Aiden or Kevon with, who they've got on defense, they already have a stud pass rusher with Josh Allen. They already have at least one piece done with a solid middle with Miles. So that's why I would be more open to going the tackle number 1 overall personally. Let me pull up free agents that are expected. So just kind of taking a look at it. Well, I mean, here's one right off the bat that they could make a run for. And if they did, I would love this as a Jags fan, because I'm a big fan of this guy. Not only is it because he's from Arkansas, but because he's a fucking beast of a tackle. But Terran Armstead is said to be a free agency. That's if he doesn't get tagged. He'll probably get tagged. But if he doesn't, that would be super cool. Let's see who else we've got here that could be good pickups.
Brandon Scherf.
Chandler Jones is set for free agency. That would probably be a tag there. Von Miller is set to be a free agent, but that will probably get re-signed.
Yeah, especially if they go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They make it to the conference championship. I don't see why Vaughn would want to stay.
Orlando Brown Jr. with KC is set to be a free agent.
But honestly, I see them trying to retain him just because how much better the offensive line's played this year.
Clowney is set to be a free agent.
He's a clown, so doubt it.
Randy Gregory is set to be a free agent. Let's see. I don't know. Looking at just kind of skimming through this list, I know Akeem Hicks is set to be a free agent, but I hope to God whoever is going to come in for Chicago will actually re-sign him. But we'll see. Brandon Sheriff is set to be a free agent as well. I don't know, man. Looking at some of these free agents, that's actually really tough. Who I'd rather go tackle, or because I feel like O-line has some good free agents. And I feel like pass rush has got some good free agents, but I don't know. I think I'd still be more inclined to go Evan Neal number one.
Yeah.
Just because, like, your offense, I mean, you got to protect Trevor, man. You got to protect Trevor. Because it's like, you can have, like, a ton of firepower and still succeed with no O-line. Because look at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow was sacked 52 times this past season, the most in the NFL. And we see where we are.
But he had Chase.
But I don't see that happening in Jacksonville. We need to protect Trevor. Yeah. Trevor was sacked, I think, 37 times. I looked that up the other day.
Damn.
So you got to protect him, especially when you have at least one bona fide stud in the backfield with James, maybe a second with Travis. We'll see. I would go O-line, get Evan Neal. But, I mean, I don't think Jacksonville can do wrong at any pick. I feel like they get Aiden, Kavon, or Evan, they're going to be good.
Yeah, I think either one of those are a solid number one pick. But I think boosting that franchise forward and having a more – because, no matter what, whoever you draft is always going to be a toss-up, right?
Yep.
Especially if you have a top 5 pick, like it's always at risk.
Yep.
Like
Watkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if you have it for sure, like I know what this guy can produce. I know what he can at least give my team. You've got to go with it, in my opinion, because you can't risk a bust at that point.
Yeah, I agree, especially in the state that team is now, where it's just like you got to get these picks right, dude. They've already, Urban already fucking set them back a little bit in just fucking 13 games.
And then as far as Houston and Detroit, I think they just don't have the tools to necessarily be what Jacksonville could be right now. So they have a little bit more wiggle room, in my opinion,
especially Detroit.
To make a stretch pick, like, to risk it on an Aiden or Thibodeau, even though we all agree that they're great players and that we think they're going to be great NFL players. Like I said, it's still a risk because you never know.
Yeah.
I could see Houston going Thibodeau, and then Detroit gets the hometown kid, gets the guy from Michigan, Aiden.
Well, it's Detroit's 2.
Oh, Detroit's 2? I thought Detroit was 3.
No,
okay.
Detroit's 2.
That's why I said Aiden's lock-it, too.
Okay.
Detroit.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think it'll go Evan Neal, Aiden, and then Thibodeau.
But the Jets at 4.
That's where it gets tough. Bob Saleh is going to want probably maybe get some defense. We already got his presumed quarterback. You already got a pretty good O-lineman last year with AVJ. So it's just like, what are they going to do with that pick? That's tough.
Honestly, I'm really a big fan of Kobe Bryant from Cincinnati, the cornerback. Dude hasn't given up a touchdown in 4 years at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What's his name? Something Gardner?
Sean Gardner.
No.
Like that, Shad Gardner.
I think his name starts with an A.
Ahmad. I thought they called him like Shad or something like that.
They might. I don't know. Or nickname Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
I mean,
either or.
I'm not talking about Stingley Jr. or
Stingley is pretty good.
Stingley is pretty good.
I think he's going to be.
I think he might be the first corner off the board, but mine and Shane's personal favorites.
Kobe.
Yeah, he's our personal favorite. But
that is ridiculous.
Yeah. But I see Stingley being probably the first corner. I don't know. I mean, I feel like for the Jets, you could go one of 3 ways.
They have 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, exactly. So they're kind of good no matter what.
Same with the Giants.
I feel like they could either go just go ahead and just do DB, either corner or safety with Kyle Hamilton, or they could go wide receiver.
Or lineman.
And see, I did see that as well. I did see the Jets, Patriots, and somebody else was the favorite to pick Treylon Burks. So,
Dude, I seen Dallas last night, and I was like, who the hell is drunk?
Yeah.
Why would Dallas take a wide receiver in the first
No,
round?
Dallas wouldn't take no. That'd be
They
dumb.
can't even pay the damn wide receivers. They
Unless
got now.
Jerry Jones is like watering at the mouth at Traylon, and he knows he's going to get rid of somebody.
Probably like Cooper to save money.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, so then because then he'd have CD and Traylon on rookie deals. So I mean, CD just had a 1,000-yard season, so
That'd be kind of nasty.
CD and Traylon, yeah, that would be wild. If that it wouldn't shock us. Let's be real.
Yeah,
it would
for
not
sure.
shock
With Jerry
us.
Jones, it would not shock anybody.
I mean, if it wasn't for Stephen Jones, he would have drafted Johnny Manziel. He would have 100% drafted him, but instead they got Zach Martin out of it. So that's obviously the much better pick.
Much better.
They worked that line out perfect.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
That's what the damn Giants need to do.
But honestly,
They need to go lineman.
here's a hard early take. I think Zeke needs to be dilled. I think Zeke needs to get
Cut
out of
his
there.
ass. Canadian Football League.
Man, my boss he's a Cowboys fan. He's a big advocate of that. He thinks that there's too much money tied up in Zeke, and he doesn't think Zeke's worth it.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
He also says that about Dak though too. He thinks Dak is a great quarterback, but he doesn't think Dak is worth the money he's getting.
I mean, I think
Which I've always been on that stance.
I've always been on that stance. I don't think. I mean, because what is he at right now? Is he in the $30 million range?
Isn't he like he's either I want to say like either 35 or he might be right at 40 because I know right now like the new high is 45 with Patrick.
Yeah.
I want to say Dak's at
Yeah,
like
'cause
35
Josh
to
is like
40
43.
range.
But see, I think when he first hired his deal, I was like maybe in the 32 range.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think he's in like the 38. I think he's in the
I think that's where
37,
he's at,
38
yeah.
range. I was like, that's too much.
I just don't think he's worth it. I
Because
really
I mean,
don't.
that's fucking Patrick Mahomes. That's your Super Bowl contending.
I mean, that's what Baker wants.
That is what Baker
That
wants.
is not what
Baker's
Baker.
Baker
at-
needs a reality
Baker's
check.
out of his damn mind.
Baker
Baker's
needs a reality
tripping, man.
check.
Baker will be lucky if he gets 25.
Yeah.
Baker needs to. I like the way Baker plays. I think Baker it needs to be re-signed by Cleveland for a few different reasons. But I don't think he needs to be re-signed to some 5-year deal. Get a 2-year prove-it deal. You know, he needs to have the reality check that he still hasn't shown up. He needs to have the reality check of look at the class that he was drafted in. Look at what Josh Allen is doing right now. Look at Lamar already winning an MVP. He needs to get a reality check.
Then look at the other two guys that.
Rosen and Darnold.
Yeah, so I mean, he's right in that middle there because I mean, obviously Rosen and Donald
Yeah.
hasn't checked
I
out.
mean, you're at like superstar level and
Yep.
cleaning dumpsters if you're
Wherever you are with
Yeah.
lucky.
Rosen.
If you're lucky.
So I mean, the thing is like, and me and you talked about this 2 shows ago or so or whatever. I agree. I think you got to respect Baker. I think he is a talented quarterback. Yes, he's very inconsistent, but you've got to have some respect for him for what he's done for that franchise. He's helped them out of this, you know,
Where they're not just the same old Browns.
Yeah, they're not. Oh well, it's the fucking Browns. You know, 0-16 or 0-15, 1-15, whatever. He's got them out of that slump to where you have to respect it a little bit to give him another 3-year contract, maybe a 2-year contract with a 3rd-year player option.
Yep.
And then, you know, sign him 15, 20 mil. You know, give him. I think he at least deserves that. And then if he doesn't work out in 2 years, you're not losing
Substantial.
substantial amount of money.
Yep.
And then, and mostly because of that, as well as the next 2 years, like this year and next year, I don't think there's a franchise quarterback. I think there are some good quarterbacks.
Yep.
But I don't think there's a franchise quarterback.
See, that's my take on it. You don't get rid of them if you can't replace them.
Exactly.
Like, there's nobody that's going to come to Cleveland.
And
do
there's
this.
and there's nobody that's out there right now that's better. And I have a buddy of mine that he's not necessarily a Cleveland fan, but he likes Cleveland. And he's like, oh, well, we can give Aaron Rodgers. I was like, Aaron Rodgers is not going to Cleveland.
Yeah, no chance.
No shot.
No
No
not
shot.
happening.
Aaron Rodgers is not going to leave Green Bay, what they're doing right now, for Cleveland.
For
Yeah.
mediocre.
Yes.
Exactly.
No.
And I want the record to be known. All of us here at this show, we like some of these quarterbacks coming out of the draft. But the problem is, all these quarterbacks coming out of the draft, they need some time, right? They are not going to be, you know, these quarterbacks that are going to come in and be the guy. I mean, let's be honest, in a couple of their cases, they won't have a choice. They're going to have to come in and be the guy. But the question is, they're not going to actually be the guy. You know, they're going to need some time to work. Even our favorite quarterback, which is Kenny Pickett, he's going to need some time. While he may get drafted first round and play week 1, it's not going to necessarily be pretty.
Yeah,
You're going to see pretty moments. You're going to see those moments, those flashes of greatness, I think, because I do think Kenny's got the it factor, but he's going to need time. It's that simple.
Yeah, and I mean, I've said this since the first show that I've been on. I don't like shitty situations to where you're so shitty and these front offices let fans kind of juice them up to like, oh, well, we're doing shitty. Let's throw this rookie quarterback in there and see if we can do better.
What's the worst team that needs a quarterback? What's the worst spot to land at? You want me to tell you the teams or
It's got to be the Jets.
the who?
The Jets.
Jets got a quarterback.
Well, yeah, they do, but like if they didn't, I'd say the Jets. If we're taking a team that would need a quarterback, I would personally say Houston, no doubt.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's got to be Houston. I'll die on my hill that it's not going to be like I know they have a guy, but I'd die on my hill that it wouldn't be Jacksonville. I'll die on this hill that Jacksonville's one of the best spots for a coach this offseason.
Yeah.
No,
I'd say Houston.
and speaking of that, did you see the rumor that came out 3 days ago? I forgot to mention it. I forgot to post this. Tyler, you might have seen it, you might have not.
I probably have. I ain't had shit to do for it.
So, Houston was in talks supposedly with Miami to deal Watson down there, right?
Yeah.
But now since David Flores is out, David Flores has been rumored for the Chicago job, and apparently
bring Watson.
they want to bring in Watson for it.
Them two are a pair. They're going together.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I've gotten to because I've seen the kind of rumors that he may end up in New York. Yeah, the Giants.
That's what I seen. I was like, oh shit, I don't know how I feel about that.
I like it. I mean,
Danny Dimes though. You gotta get Danny.
True. I mean,
fuck Danny Dimes. Come on.
I like Daniel Jones. And again, I think he's another one of these quarterbacks that just got into a horrible situation. Along with Trey Lance and Justin Fields, they've got thrown into these. I think they're great quarterbacks. I think they have potential, but they've been thrown in these city situations because their front office doesn't know how to fucking handle it.
Yep, Trubisky.
Yep,
that's fucking true.
Man.
Also with that, even at this time of recording, we've got no any announcements for any sort of coaching stuff at all.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Everyone's still working through the motions and everything.
We did get a GM second interview.
Oh, second interview. Who?
For Joe Shane for the Giants.
Oh, okay. I know the Bears have been doing a ton of interviews.
Which GM was just fired, and before they even fired him,
Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock was fired.
The Raiders were already interviewing other GMs before they fired Mike Mayock. It's
they pulled that Miami Hurricanes.
Look, listen. Like, those are one of those situations that if you were Mike,
you had to see the writing on the wall.
You knew it was coming. I mean, you were brought in by the head coach. That's the thing, about GMs and head coaches is who gets brought in first, because whoever gets brought in first, that's the boss. But so in this case, John Gruden was the boss over the GM.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike knew.
I mean,
especially with how their draft classes have been, some of the situations have been where Henry Ruggs, the Damon Arnett, both the same class, by the way, both released from first round. Like, Mike knew what was coming.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But then again, it's this kind of still shitty. Like, it's like, you're like, I can just imagine, right, sitting in the Vegas facilities, Matt Mayock walking through, and he's seeing all these guys interview for his job. He's like, man, like, I know I'm probably on the way out, but damn, can't even wait till I at least pack my stuff and get out of here.
It's like, dude, can you cut me like a little slack? Shit.
How you feel for that interim coach right now, though? He's like 36 years. He finally gets a head coaching job, and they're like, we're not going to fire you yet, but we're not going to hire you.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there like,
you see,
I don't know what to do.
You see that he was in the hotel at wherever they went, and he was writing letters to all the players. He was like, yeah, I'm great. Thank you for letting me play and let me coach on, but I'm not being retained. So there you go. Here's the thankful letters.
man.
Well, while we're still talking about NFL here, we'll get to our one little update here with college here in a little bit. Let's keep talking some NFL. Let's jump over to some wild card talk here. Tyler, how you feeling? We'll start there since you're here. How you feeling about the Bills completely just dominating the Patriots? Are you feeling on top of the world?
Yeah, fuck the Patriots. Hey, this is a prime example of shouldn't have been talking shit about that snow game. Shouldn't have been talking shit.
There was a lot of shit talk with that.
Because we whooped y'all's ass the last two games. Shouldn't have been talking shit.
I seen it coming, but the thing is with that I hate about the Bills, and don't get me wrong, I like the Bills. I like Josh Allen, but inconsistencies.
Guess what, though? We built our team to beat the team that we about to play. So
KC.
So next week I might be like, I may have fucked up. But for right now, I've been saying it all year long. We built this team to beat one team, and that one team is Kansas City. That's why I wanted Kansas City to win.
So are you feeling pretty optimistic about this game then?
I feel like we might beat them by like 20.
By 20?
Really?
We coming out the gate, dude. We're pissed off. The only team I do not want to play is Tennessee with Derrick Henry.
That's fair. You guys go against Tennessee, you're fucked. I'll be honest, man.
Anybody that has a good running back, no, we're not playing them.
I think anybody right now that goes up against Derrick Henry is not going to want to see them.
So that's why I'm hoping the Bengals beat the Titans.
I'm going with Titans. I mean, I love Joe Burrow and I love what him and Jamar Chase are doing in Cincinnati, but I think that offensive line is just going to affect them way too much.
I mean, Tennessee hasn't played in like 3 weeks, so they might still be asleep by the time
True,
kick off.
but Derrick Henry's just sitting there like lifting cars in his room, just waiting for it.
Lifting cars. And
Like-
plus, hey, you got to keep in mind who's at the helm, man. You got to keep in mind that we've got old Mike Vrabel. He's going to make sure that team is good to go.
Yep.
They're going to go to work. Now, with that Bills win, I mean, how do you guys feel about the AFC? Do you feel like the Bills are the new favorite? Do you think it's still going to be like the Titans or the Chiefs?
We finally have a running game.
I mean, Devin showed up, yeah.
Finally. It only took, 18 weeks? Finally got a running game now. I feel like we got a pretty solid chance. I mean.
I think my top two is definitely Tennessee Bills.
Well, yeah, I mean.
But the thing is, like,
Who's the favorite to win the Super Bowl, though?
Green
Bay.
Green Bay.
Bay.
So I'm picking San Francisco.
Yeah, it's definitely Green Bay.
definitely
They'd
don't
be
wanna play them.
my favorite, and I think they're the favorite in Vegas as well. Which isn't that an FU to Green Bay, right? Aaron Rodgers wins 2 MVPs, a Super Bowl, and then says, "Fuck y'all, I'm out of here."
I feel
on
like
to Denver.
I feel like that's the ultimate fucking middle finger. I really do.
Especially after, like, supposedly they came out and said, when they drafted Jordan Love, that they were already ready to, like, move on from him, that he's not the guy that he used to be, and Aaron Rodgers comes out, 2 MVPs, possible Super Bowl MVP, and then it says, "Fuck you, going to Denver."
And at this point, it's possible he could actually stay in Green Bay. I mean, they're actually, talking to him now. He's getting a say in different things.
But it's only because he's won possibly
Yeah.
2 MVPs in a row.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, I don't know. He could stay. He could stay. We'll see. But
I think if he stays, it's only going to be because of Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams.
yeah, that's true. Especially since Devontae is set to be a free agent right now, going in this offseason. If they do that re-sign, whatever.
I think if somehow they get Aaron Rodgers to stay,
I think they're a little fucked on the cap, though. That's the only thing.
Devontae going to Las Vegas. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh, come on now.
Him and Carr's gonna they Mendelin and Beck.
I know they're buddies. I know they're buddies. I know
He's
they went
going.
to college together.
Dude, there's no way Adams stays without Rodgers.
I mean,
So if Rodgers goes, Adams is going to
Now,
Las Vegas.
that's fair.
you may have to do some research here. This is what I'm thinking, right?
Research. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, we are a terrible football show.
True.
We don't do research.
I don't do
You may have
research
to.
for
I do
Amazon.
research. I like research.
I mean, I like research, but I don't really.
You may have to look up Denver's cap because I don't know what it is.
I got
well,
you.
if not, then they're going Matt Corral or Kenny Pickett.
But true, I agree. But the thing
They're gonna
is,
try, though.
I see this right. Them hiring somebody from Green Bay.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah,
Dog, if they do that, that's
Nathaniel
a perfect
Hackett.
match.
Right.
That's a perfect match.
yeah, right.
It's happening.
Bring in Aaron Rodgers, and then hey, if we have the cap, Devontae, why don't you come too?
I don't see that happening. Though. I don't see.
Devon-
They ain't got that damn much money.
Devontae
Currently the 5th most money going.
there
in
you
free-
go.
But it's
there you go.
But
40
you gotta add Aaron Rodgers and Devontae's money into it.
45 mil is what they're going to have.
That's just Rodgers' money.
Yeah, right now number 1 is Miami at 68, Chargers at 63, Jacksonville 61, Cincinnati 58, Denver 45. The Jets are after that, but they have it.
Nobody going Jets.
Well, technically, the Jets should be the 5th. I guess on this website that I have on, they got it mixed up because the Jets have 47.
Are you doing hard cap or
This is the cap space.
total cap?
Yeah, this is the cap space that they have
Because
available.
I know they have like 3 different caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like total cap. Yeah, it's like
'Cause you can
it's
go-
like the dead,
'cause-
it's like the active, and then the cap space. This
Yeah.
is cap space.
So you can actually go into a hard cap. You can go
Yeah.
over your cap and go into hard cap.
Yeah.
But
Sacramento's done that.
Chicago's
Yeah.
set to have like 35, but I know we can get some money out of that because
What's Buffalo at?
let's see, all the way down at the bottom with
Good.
10 mil.
That means we're doing something.
At least you're not New Orleans. Do you guys want to take a shot in the dark about how negative they are in the cap?
19 million.
22 million.
How about this? How much dead cap they got real quick? Who are they paying that is not on the roster?
Which one? Which column was dead cap? That one. Okay. Dead cap, 12 mil.
They're paying $12 million to players that ain't even on the damn team.
Yep.
Okay.
So you guessed what?
19, 22.
Oh, yeah, I guess 22.
All right. If you're going with a hard 22, you're closer, but neither of you are close. It's actually negative 71 million.
Jesus. Jeez.
I'm not joking. Negative 71 million, bro. Green Bay is the second one. That's why I think this offseason, like Green Bay's window is right now because they're going to be said to be like negative 39 million. Dallas is negative 20. Tyler's mouth is just dropped.
Michael Thomas needs to get the fuck to work. That's what that needs to happen.
True, but that means Green Bay ain't re-signing nobody.
This is also why I was thinking it was possible that Sean Payton may want out of New Orleans because he don't want to deal with this bullshit.
Hey, Sean Payton to Dallas. Who's on the board?
I'm okay with it.
No, trade him up to Chicago.
Sean Payton to Dallas, Mike McCarthy to Chicago.
Fuck that. Give me Sean Payton. I'll trade some stuff.
Wouldn't that be
Sean
a fucking
Payton.
Bears thing to do, right? Bring him in, win regular season games and not playoff games.
The Bears thing to do is going to be hire Leslie Frazier. That's going to be the Bears thing to do. Let's be real. I'll be honest. If that happens, someone needs to send a wellness check on me. I'm going to just say that up front.
It's going to be tough, dude. I don't know.
Like, I just don't give me Leslie Frazier at all. Like, right now, the candidates that I would want is I heard the interview didn't go well, but I'm still open to the idea of Doug Peterson. I heard the interview didn't wow anyone of Chicago. But I think that's also because I don't think he wants the job.
No,
I think he may have a destination in mind. I don't know what it is. I think
probably Houston.
I think it actually could be Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville could be his job in mind. But I mean, I would be open to Doug. I'd be open to Jim Caldwell. I'd be open to Nathaniel Hackett and Brian Daboll. Those are the ones that I'd want.
What about a different Brian?
And Brian Flores.
What about a different Brian?
Brian Flores.
Wait, never mind. That's a Bill O'Brien. My fault.
No, I wouldn't want Bill O'Brien.
You don't want him as a coach GM?
No, absolutely not.
You don't want him as a GM?
No, absolutely not. No, for GM though, just know that if the news pops out like within the next few days that we hired Ed Dobbs, just know that I'm gonna be through the fucking roof.
What if y'all get Joe Schoen from Buffalo? I think he's going to New York.
Like my top candidates that I want for Chicago is Ed Dobbs, Rick Smith, or Omar Khan. One of those three is the ones that I would want.
Is he related to the other Khan?
No, he's not related to Shad. No, Omar's been with the Steelers since like fucking, I don't know, like 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Just off and on in different roles. I mean, he's been with a winning organization. Rick Smith, I feel like he needs to get a lot more credit for what he was building in Houston before he stepped down because his wife got cancer and unfortunately passed away. And then Ed Dobbs, dude, I mean, like Chris Ballard's one. I mean, I know Chris has had a tough time with the quarterback position, but Chris Ballard is one of the best GMs in the league. I'll die on my hill about that. He's built a hell of a team in Indy besides quarterback. And Ed Dobbs has been Chris's personal assistant. So yeah, I mean, hell, give me Ed Dobbs, bro. And apparently, there's a lot of optimism about Ed Dobbs within the building right now. So I'm feeling Ed Dobbs Chicago as a possibility.
And you said earlier, bad spots about for a quarterback to go land at.
Yep.
What about a good spot? Pittsburgh. What about Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh is a great spot.
Can he pick it at Pittsburgh?
New Orleans?
Well, I don't know with that money. I mean, who are you going to have around you? I mean, they're not going to be
Ian Book.
They're not going to be able to
Ian
re-sign.
Book's time.
I mean, you're not going to be able to re-sign your All-Pro, Pro Bowl left tackle with that sort of money. That ain't happening.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I actually like Pittsburgh, honestly. I think Pittsburgh has a good team built around them. They just got to get better quarterback play. Big Ben had a noodle arm this year.
I mean, Najee Harris ran for 1,300 his rookie year.
Yep. Didn't fumble throughout the regular season. Did fumble in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
that's
what about
tough.
Washington?
I actually don't hate that. I don't hate the Washington. I don't either. I like Ron Rivera. I like some of the things that I like Terry. I like Antonio on offense. If they can re-sign the Sheriff, I think that's going to be good for them for O-line. They got a good young defense with Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. Is that the right guy? Okay.
Yep.
I feel like Washington's got some good pieces in play. Plus, you're about to have apparently some sick new uniforms that the players have already seen getting revealed on 222.
Yep.
Looking forward to that.
Please
Right
be
now
the Red Hogs.
If they're the Red Hogs, we have a new Washington fan here on the show.
I will buy a jersey immediately. I don't know of who, but I will buy a
Fitzmagic.
No, Cameron Curl. I'll buy a Cameron Curl jersey.
Naturally.
The day that is announced, I swear. It'll be the first ever NFL jersey I'll ever buy. I promise.
This man said he's going to customize a jersey.
I do hope it's the Hogs. It makes too much sense. Your fan base is the pig pen. You have the Hall of Fame offensive line of the Hogs. It makes too much damn sense.
Rand, let's sidebar that. The Hogs talk. You remember when Buffalo's defense coordinator or whatever talked shit about him? Something about the Hogs, oink, oink, oink.
No.
And then they beat us. Let me look it back up.
That was a great oink.
Well, you know, I'm not an Arkansas fan. I don't know how to do all that.
But I will say one thing. I'll be excited because I'll actually have like a diehard NFL team to cheer for.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm a fan of Seattle. I'm a fan of Denver. Those are my top two teams that I really pay attention to the most. But like, I don't have a team in the NFL like I pay attention like college with the Razorbacks. And if they become the Red Hogs, I will 100% be down. That's my team.
I hope it happens. I really do. Just because, one, it makes sense, and two, I would actually know a Washington fan.
For real.
I know one Washington fan.
And hey, who doesn't like their colors? Like, I love their uniform. Like, I love that maroon-ish color and that yellow. Mm-hmm. It's good setup.
Speaking of loving colors, man, what's up with you and loving Wyoming's colors? That's just...
Dude.
That's not a clean combo.
Yes, it is.
Banana and peanut butter is what they look like.
Dookie Brown and...
Dijon Mustard. Dijon Mustard and Dookie Brown.
Bro, that is not a good combo.
Now, I like it only because it's
unique.
Because it's unique.
Yeah.
But, like...
I give them respect in that regard.
And honestly, you know what it reminds me of? You remember the old football game on the original Xbox, ESPN 2K5?
Yeah.
You remember when you had to play, like, those superstars? Like, what was his name? He was so annoying to fucking talk to in that game. I forgot. But he was one of the guys, and his team was brown and yellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because, like, you know, you had, like, certain, like, celebrities that had their own teams or whatever.
Yeah.
You had to play. And dude's team, something Kennedy. What was his name? I forgot. But anyways, his team was yellow and fucking brown.
It's a unique color scheme. It's hideous, though. I don't know why you would like it, but...
If anybody knows out there that's listening that knows what I'm talking about, please let us know.
Yeah, please comment down below. Let's hop over to another game here in the Super Wild Card weekend. How are you guys feeling about that San Fran Dallas game though? We already kind of talked about it a little bit. Like, you know, how are we really feeling about? How are we feeling about the ending? You know, that's a big topic.
I love the ending.
That's a big topic for a lot of people.
It's a very Dallas way to lose.
It is a very Dallas. I mean, the refs got to touch the ball, man. That's the bottom line.
The thing is, like, apparently, like, this press conference afterwards, one of the people that was asking questions reporter, whatever, you know what I mean, said that he asked Dak, he was like, hey, my son plays Pee Wee football, and even he knows the refs got to touch the ball, and Dak was like, well, that's good for him.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
But it's like but if you look closely, it wasn't even Dak, it was the center. The center is the one that kind of grabbed the ball and, like, rushed over there and set it down, and then they moved it, and then the ref came in and, like, kind of got out of the way.
Right.
Like, people were blaming the refs. Blame the center.
Yeah, I honestly just blame
it's on him.
Blame the Cowboys completely to even be in that situation. Because let's be real, why the fuck you running a QB draw in that situation? Fucking you sling that thing deep so that way if it's an incompletion, your time stops.
The only reason I liked the call was because they were completely guarding the sidelines, right? They were leaving 25 yards open in the middle. I like the call, but it's also on Dak. He should have went down after 10 yards. He went to like 15, 16 and went down. Mm-hmm. If he would have ran after if he would have got down to like 10, 12 yards, like Romo said on the broadcast, they would have had time. But because he pushed it 15, 16, 17 yards, that's what ended up causing the whole situation afterwards.
Yeah. That brings us back to the Northern Illinois game.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Man, what's up with this officiating, man? We got to get this shit together because the same thing happened with Las Vegas and Cincy. You guys see that play where he fucking blew the whistle when the ball's in the fucking air? Yep. Like, after Burrow throws it, he blows the whistle, and it was a TD catch. They upheld the TD, but technically that should have been blown dead for whatever reason.
Yeah, They could have reviewed it, but... Hey,
We got to get better with this officiating, man. This is fucking. I mean, it's not as bad as replacement refs, but Jesus Christ, we got to get our shit together, man. Especially you're in the fucking playoffs right now.
hey,
What are we doing?
They're banned from the rest of the playoffs.
I saw that. Yeah, that team for the Vegas Cincy game, they're not doing any more playoff games. That was wild to me.
Which is nice. But also, another thing I've never liked is, I mean, I guess it makes sense. But like, especially on an instance like the Arkansas Auburn game 2 years ago, right? When Arkansas recovered that fumble, they said it wasn't a fumble because the ref blown it dead. Because the ref blew it dead before it actually happened. It's like, come on, bro. Why? Like, we clearly see that he fumbled the ball. Arkansas recovered it, but it's somewhat not a fucking fumble recovery because a dude had a whistle in his throat.
Right.
Like, at that point, you got to go review it. Be like, okay, Arkansas ball, going that way.
I feel like one thing that's going to happen this offseason, I feel like there's going to be a lot of talks with the NFL and NFL officiating to get this shit together. Because, I mean, this has been ridiculous this year. The bullshit calls that's been across the entire regular season, and now it's affecting us in the playoffs pretty heavily. I feel like this will be a pretty big talking point this offseason.
100%. And I think same way with the SEC. I think the SEC will definitely look into, like, maybe some new refs or some new rules or something because that shit was horrible this year.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Only 2 wildcard games left is Tampa Bay, Philly. Not a lot to talk about there. Philly stinks. They never should have been in the playoffs. Let's be real. They stink.
I mean, Vegas shouldn't have been there either.
No, they really shouldn't have.
Pittsburgh shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, no, Pittsburgh definitely shouldn't have been in there. They got lucky.
It's because the Brandon Staley called timeout.
That is true.
Fucked them up.
Yep, that is true.
They were content with the tie.
Now, with the Tampa Bay game, it did nothing for me to make me feel more confident in the Bucks. I still feel good about the Bucks in general, but it's fucking Philly. They stink.
Tom,
they stink. But Rams and Cardinals, though, Rams, man, they put the beat down on coming into this playoffs. It's like we all picked the Rams.
Yep.
We all acknowledged that the Cardinals could have won. But even though we all picked the Rams, we all had the one same concern, and that was Stafford. Because the Stafford, he's been throwing a lot of picks here at the end of the season. But Rams came out, Cam Akers came back. I'm blown away Cam Akers came back as fast as he has. Look, man, I've torn my Achilles tendon completely. That shit sucks. And I know, obviously, he's an NFL athlete. He has like all the best, facilities and doctors to help him back. But it blows me away that he's come back as quickly as he has. All the fucking shout outs and kudos to him on that. But man, dude, he was fucking electric. I mean,
full circle though. He hurt a player. What was their
I
name?
know. Buda Baker.
He hurt Buda Baker.
But honestly, that is. It was kind of on Buda Baker. Now
they both led with their heads.
Buda
got a lot lower.
Yeah, got a lot.
He got a lot.
Lower.
They both led with their head, but Buda did get a lot lower.
Now, if you see the play, Cam Akers went down and he kind of turned his head this way.
Yeah.
And Buda Baker just put his helmet right to the dude's shoulder pad. Like you can't. Like, come on now. Like, there's a reason why. You're taught to tackle right, and that's the reason. Like, because you can hurt yourself, let alone this guy can hurt you running full speed like that. Yep. Now. I saw a lot of people kind of dogging Cam Akers for getting up and be like, whoa. Yeah,
he did the stay down thing.
But you got to think, in that moment, though.
He didn't know.
Like
it's so apparent.
When he made that hit, he was turned the opposite way.
Yeah.
So all he knows, he made a damn good hit and got some extra yards or whatever. So in the hype of the moment, he didn't notice. Now, when he did notice, like, okay, he's hurt. This is not cool. Like, he was very front row, kneeled down, like, completely worried about what he did. And again, it's not totally on his fault. I mean, it is on his fault for, whatever, but Buda Baker, I mean, gotta have better head position.
Look, man, he's a Pro Bowler. He's a Pro Bowler. Come on now. Yeah. I think I'm not going to sit here and say he's been all pro. I don't know if he's been first or second team all pro. My gut's telling me that he has been, but I know he's been at least a Pro Bowler. But I mean, like we're saying, it was kind of on both of them. And with the stay down thing, I'm not going to sit here and say Cam was a fucking piece of shit like I was reading online.
Yeah,
because it was very apparent he didn't know. If you rewatch that video over and over and over again, there was only one player between both teams that actually saw that something's wrong. It was a Cardinal, obviously, but Rams players that were right there, other Cardinal players, no one else was signaling except one single Cardinal. Like, come on, man. Like, it sucks. T's and P's. He's flying home to Arizona. He's already should be home by this point. Obviously, I saw the news. He's fine. He's good. And no problems.
Moving all limbs and everything.
Yeah, let's move on. But yeah, bro, it's like it happens, man. It sucks. It happens. I don't think it's not intentional. Not intentional.
You asked if he was an All-Pro.
Yeah.
4 days ago, he was the only All-Pro player on the Cardinals.
There you go.
Fun fact. Looked it up.
There you go. Thank you.
I thought I was tripping.
I know he's been a Pro Bowler. I just didn't know if he got All-Pro or not. Which All-Pro is the more notable honor. I mean, it is. Pro Bowl's a fucking joke. I mean, Pro Bowl's a massive popularity contest. That's it. Which also shout out to Roquan Smith getting the fucking honors he deserves, and the man gets fucking All-Pro. He got second team, but still, he got honors that he fucking deserved because he had an unbelievable year and he got shafted out of the Pro Bowl normally because he's part of the Bears. He's part of the Bears and he's not Khalil Mack. So, like, he's not like, because I know, like, Khalil Mack got Pro Bowl, like, last year and he only had, like, 8 sacks. I'm like, bro, why this man get voted? He didn't even go because I feel like that's a moment where it's like self-awareness. It's like, yeah, I don't need to go. Yeah, I'm wondering if Lamar is going to back out because Lamar has got to have self-awareness where he's just like, bro, I threw like 17 TDs to 14 picks. Why'd I get voted to the Pro Bowl?
And miss half the season with COVID.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, bro? And then, you know, so when it comes to that Cardinals-Rams game, though, did this put a lot more confidence in you boys with the Rams? Because personally, it did me. I mean, with Cam Akers, the way he balled out, like, I'm feeling pretty good about where the Rams are right now.
Most certainly, but I'm still kind of weary because I know what the Cardinals are. Like,
yeah, Cliff Kingsbury, his teams are not good in that second half.
I've kind of expected this. Like, they've been super. Now, don't get me wrong, they didn't have all their pieces. Diop was still not playing.
No, he played.
He did?
Yeah, I just don't know if he played the entire game, but he played. He suited up.
But, I mean, still, like,
him and JJ both suited up.
That is not the same team that we saw going undefeated earlier in the year. So
Cliff Kingsbury's teams, man, they start hot and they finish terrible. I don't know. They got to get this shit together. Boys, any other thoughts that you guys have with wild card stuff? If not, we can go ahead and hop over and start hitting some picks here.
Yeah, go ahead and hit these 4 picks.
Yep, 4 dynamic picks. We do have new music. I finally got 3 new songs on here. I'm proud of myself. Stayed committed. Had a lot of motivation from you boys, you know, every week. I can't thank you guys enough. You know, we got new music.
I mean, at one point, I was just ready just to wait for season 2. You know.
So, all right, let's go ahead and hit one of the new songs. We'll go ahead. That's not a new song, is it?
Yeah,
that's new.
Okay, I had it. All right, my bad.
It should be blue,
purple, and pink. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue, purple, and
I don't know. That song sounds familiar.
it might be like a second version of it.
Of another song. I don't know.
The alternate version.
Is it Fastlane?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, Fastlane's new. And then
I know that's new. I know that's new. So yeah, I guess this is a new one.
Yeah.
It just semi sounds.
It does. I'm gonna have to go back and review. I'm having second thoughts.
If you
now.
hit all of them right now, I guarantee you'll be like, okay, yeah, this is completely new.
Okay, we'll roll with it. We'll kick things off with Cincinnati and Tennessee. How are we feeling about this game, boys? This is gonna be, honestly, every game we have on the slate, I think it's gonna be electric to watch.
No, 100%. I still like Tennessee. They're still my favorite coming out of the AFC. I think no one wants to see a rested Derrick Henry. Like I said, he's probably right now in his house lifting cars or whatever he lifts for his workouts these days.
Oh, they're also expecting to get AJ and Julio back as well.
Yeah, see?
Naturally.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
I know.
So, I mean, no one wants to mess with Derrick Henry.
I'm rocking with Tennessee on this one. I feel good about the defense, which is the main thing, because that O-line for Cincy cannot protect Joe. I feel like Derrick Henry is going to put up 250 this game. So give me Tennessee.
Yeah, would not surprise me.
If I was not here, I would probably get this game right. So for that reason, I'm gonna take Cincinnati
Okay.
with the 3.5 and give me the over. And I want to make a point that when I got here, I did pick Tennessee, but I just flipped it because fuck it, you know.
Okay.
It happens.
Well, since he went ahead and threw out his spread pick, what do you got for spread, Shane, for that game? What do you want to? You want to rock with just the minus 3.5?
Yeah, I'll rock with the minus 3.5 for Tennessee, and I'll go over.
Okay, I think I'm gonna actually go for. I'm kind of leaning towards under. No, we'll go over. We'll go over. Next up, I'm assuming you're already locked in. Buffalo and KC. How you feeling?
It's Kansas City and
At KC.
And I don't care if it's on fucking Donald Trump Towers on the fucking moon. I don't care who we playing. I just love that it's Kansas City because Stephon Diggs is pissed off. what happened a year ago.
Yeah.
So obviously,
Yeah,
Buffalo's
that photo of him just standing there
Watching
it.
pissed off.
Yeah,
That man
100%.
was just like, I came here for this. Yeah, we gonna win. We gonna win.
Buffalo. Okay. What about you, Shane? How you feeling?
I'm taking Buffalo as well.
I'm actually going to rock with the Bills also.
I went against them last week, even though I liked the Bills and I thought they could get it done, but
It happens.
I went against them. So
San Fran and Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
It's going to be a slaughter.
I wouldn't say it's going to be a slaughter, man. San Fran is their kryptonite. I think it's going to be a good game, though.
There's a strong possibility I might go 0-3 to start out because I'm going Jimmy G in San Francisco.
If they pull this out, they'll be my Super Bowl favorite. I'll put it in. Fuck it. I'll put it in now. If they beat Green Bay, they'll be my Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah.
To get there. Not necessarily win it, but to get there.
Okay. And lastly,
Knowing damn well Tom Brady's on the other side.
Yep. I don't give a fuck. Jimmy G's already fucking pulled off the two most upsets that I didn't see coming, so why not?
Rams and Bucks.
And matter of fact, real quick on that, wouldn't that be a fucking thing, right? Jimmy G left New England for Tom Brady just to continue playing, and then comes back and beats him in the NFC Championship game. I'm here for that storyline.
Especially when Tom wanted to go to San Fran.
But they wanted Jimmy G, so that would be a damn slap.
And Tom Brady wanted to go to San Fran, like he just said. It'd be a hell of a story. I'm all for it. If San Fran pulls it off, I'm here for that storyline.
But you're still rocking with Green Bay.
Still rocking for Green Bay, though.
Okay, all right. Rams and Bucks.
I'm gonna ruin my storyline right now. I'm going Rams. So if I go 0-2 in those two games, I'm okay. But I'm going Rams.
Well, we finally beat the Patriots, so we got over that hump. And Tom Brady still plays football. Tom Brady gonna win.
I'm gonna rock with the Rams. They showed me a lot in that week. Both teams showed me a lot, but again, Tampa Bay, they played against a dog shit Philly team.
It's a little cupcake. I mean, Alabama plays cupcakes.
I get it. But man, I don't know. I feel like the Rams team are they're about to get really hot right when they need to.
You know what it is?
Yeah, but Alabama.
Odell got out of Cleveland.
Yeah, Odell's getting hot right now.
Alabama lost to their cupcake though. Oh wait, I forgot that was Texas A&M. My bad.
I was out there. Arkansas will play some cupcakes.
I'm taking shots at Aggie fans. That's all.
All right, let's hop over to some of our spread picks here. So we already ran through the Tennessee and Cincinnati ones. Shane, what else we got here on the slate?
I mean, it's
I
obviously
already have it pulled up. And
I was looking. I'm like, what are you doing?
All right, so we've got San Fran and Green Bay. You put GV. That almost threw me off. But it's,
I didn't even notice that.
It's Green Bay is a -5.5 and 47.5 over under.
Minus and over.
Yeah, I'm going minus and over as well.
I'll say give me an over.
And then Tampa Bay and the Rams. Tampa Bay is a 3-point favorite with a 47.5 over under.
Give me the plus and over.
Minus over.
Give me the plus and under.
Damn, is this geometry class? We over here just saying minus, plus, zeros, use letters.
And then Kansas City, Buffalo. Kansas City is a 2.5 point favorite. And then 55 is the over under.
Plus and over.
Plus and under. We're not scoring much. We pissed off. We about to run like 900 times.
Give me the plus and over. I still think it's going to be a passing game. I think it'll very well be like 38-31 or some shit like that. So
it's going to be a good game. I think every game we have on this slate is going to be very good. You guys want to try to predict game of the week? What's going to be the game of the week?
I'll narrow it down to 2.
Okay.
I think it's either going to be Buffalo, Kansas City.
Because of the storyline.
Yep. Or it's going to be Cincinnati, Tennessee.
So pretty much it's going to be the AFC.
Yeah.
I'm going to just go ahead and lock in Buffalo KC. It's going to be the best game you're going to get to watch this weekend.
And it's the last game, too. So
Is it prime time?
Prime time, Sunday night, 7 o'clock.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good weekend of football.
I might have ruined that 7 o'clock. It might not be 7 o'clock.
Do we have Saturday games this week?
Yeah, Saturdays.
Yep.
Okay. So
Give me a second.
I'll actually miss both. Well, I'll miss the Saturday afternoon game. I'll get to catch the Saturday night game.
Okay.
Because I'll be at work. But I'll miss all day Saturday except for that Bills game. I'll get home right in time to watch that game.
Right.
So I lied. It's at 5:30 on Sunday is the Bills game.
Okay,
But
so I'm going to miss that game.
3:30 Saturday is Bengals Titans, and then 7:15 Packers 49ers.
Okay, I'll get to watch
And
that.
then 2:00 Sunday is Rams Bucks, and then 5.
Yeah, so I'll miss both games on Sunday, and I'll miss one of them on Saturday due to work. But, it is what it is.
Do the work.
Also, before we actually wrap up the show here, we got so involved with all the pro talk, forgot the one college topic. So the
most important college topic too.
to me, at least, this is a big deal.
To this show.
So
Nobody else gives a fuck.
No one. You're right. No one else does. We have been a front runner on this topic when no one else has given a fuck. The Hawaii stuff. Shane and I talked about it in full detail last week. Todd Graham has. Shane, are you dying?
Possibly.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, that was a big vape there, bro.
The face I just gave Alex. Okay, continue while I'm recovering.
All right, so the Hawaii update. Todd Graham has officially stepped down, which is good. I mean, this situation has kept evolving, man. It kept getting fucking wilder and wilder. I mean, Shane and I talked about how state legislators were going to be stepping in, willing to pay $1.275 million to help buy out the contract. There was another official document came out that was calling for the president's head, the athletic director's head coach. It got hot in the kitchen. But Todd Graham did step down, and with him stepping down, he's not getting paid the rest of his contract. So that's pretty dope. But now the head coaching search begins very, very late. This is not the time where you wanted to be looking for your head coach.
Butch Jones.
Well, not Butch Jones, but June Jones is actually a possibility. June Jones did come out and comment on it, and he did express interest in the position. He also just kind of gave general advice to whoever will get the position that, hey, it's a very basic, simple formula that you need to follow. It's what he did from 99 to 2007 for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. But even with that, he has expressed interest that he'd be open to coming back to the college, which I wouldn't be against.
Where is he at right now?
Nowhere. The last place he was coaching he was the head coach of the Houston Roughnecks in the XFL.
Yeah, that was a minute ago.
So, honestly, I feel like June Jones it could be the coach just because, again, it's kind of late in the game to be hiring your coach. So I feel like it could just be a simple thing to do and just kind of move it on. But who knows? Maybe they might reach out to a coordinator in the NFL that's on a team that's out of the playoffs that, is not getting a lot of NFL head coaching, interviews right now. Maybe reach out to them. Who knows? Maybe like a Joe Brady who already got fired could be reached out to. Who doesn't have a job lined up. But I'd like June Jones to come back to Hawaii. But I'm glad the situation's handled. That's the big thing. It seems like a really shitty situation that popped out over there in Hawaii. But
Definitely could have been uglier.
yeah. Shane, you all right there?
Yeah, I'm good. Recovered. I thought I was going to die there for a second.
Shane's reaction for me, just watching, dude, completely just fell out of the chair, was just half in the corner over there.
I was literally about to get on the table so the show doesn't hear it, but hey, fucking terrible football show, right?
It's all part of the charm.
But, well, shit, what's up for dinner?
I think some pork chops for me. I got some pork chops that I need to cook up. I think that's the plan. He's still got his stuff from a food truck.
Still got his stuff from a food truck. I'm back on my diet. So I'm getting brown rice, chicken breast, and some super greens.
You good, dude?
Yeah, dude. I'm trying. I'm
He's ready for the show to be done, and he's just gonna cough up a storm.
Very much so. My throat hurt.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit the music. Boys, last thoughts.
Let's just talk about something real quick.
Do I need to cut the music?
I mean, do you want to go into detail about it?
All right, I'll cut the music.
Okay, there's a tennis story going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, just go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so Novak Djokovic, the best tennis player in the world, right? He is like Aaron Rodgers, where he's like, I'm not gonna say if I'm vaccinated or not. So, number one player, Australia, they're very strict. They said, okay, you can come. And then they're like, oh, wait, no, you can't come. And then they're like, actually, we're going to wait to release the bracket so you can play. And then, 4 hours later, after the bracket's released, they're like, Actually, fuck you. You go back to Serbia or where the fuck you're from. So now he's not going to be able to play. And then the French Open, the next Grand Slam, the big tournaments, he's like, we might not let you play there either. Thoughts on, let's say Aaron Rodgers gets to the Super Bowl, and then the host city is like, man, if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to get to play.
It is California.
Well, they've been, because LA came out and said they're only going to be able to hold 20% capacity.
I did see that, yeah.
So they've been really big into possibly looking at, Jerry Jones has been kind of advocate of getting it back in the AT&T Stadium. So,
man.
And I saw Pat McAfee's show talk about this.
I did.
They're like, yeah, matter of fact, Jerry Jones will be like, hey, you know what? If we need an extra 15,000 seats, that's fine. We'll just be at the door, just be like, okay, you're small enough, two to a seat.
Yep.
Jerry Jones is going to make it work.
Yeah.
His hand don't get cramps when he's writing checks.
Yep. There you go.
He'll just add on to the roof. Fuck it.
Yeah, you don't
put some damn
care.
seats on the Jumbotron. He don't care.
Just add scaffoldings up there and just have people just.
So let's just ponder that. Let's just say the best players in the world. Just imagine a tournament without them because of that. That's what tennis is going through right now.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, and the whole thing with the NBA with, like, especially like Brooklyn with Kyrie, you can't play home games, but you can play away games as long as that state allows it. It's pretty ridiculous.
It's also the same thing with.
It's like if NFL had a Canadian team.
Yeah.
And that whole entire Canadian team could not play because, well, you can't go to Canada and not be vaccinated or whatever.
Yeah.
Because of COVID. You know, that would fucking suck.
It's pretty ridiculous.
And that's what tennis is going through. I mean, y'all don't give a fuck. Probably people listen. Probably.
I keep up with it, but I don't watch it. I don't really get into it.
I watched like 7 matches before I came here.
Tyler's like the only
Nick Kyrgios, man. He could be the best player in the world.
I'm more into golf. I watch it like that's kind of like my boring sport that I get into. I'm more of a golf guy.
That's interesting to me.
Really?
Yeah, that you're into golf. That's very interesting to me.
Let's bring this topic. Let's say who's your favorite golfer?
I mean, of all time, it's Tiger.
All right, let's say Tiger can't play in the Masters because he's not vaccinated.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. Tiger brings that money.
Let's say Tiger, Bubba, and Jordan Spieth all can't play because they.
It wouldn't be the same tournament.
That's how Aussie Open right now is.
It's like it's not. It doesn't have that prestige.
I'm trying to think of what you like really that I know of.
Hockey.
Okay,
I'm a football guy.
Let's say
I'm a football guy through and through.
Okay, how about this?
It's like imagine if the national championship that happened with Georgia and Alabama, some players couldn't play or coaches couldn't coach because they had COVID or because they weren't vaccinated.
Or not publicly vaccinated. It'd be unfortunate.
It'd be a wild situation. Just like it's going to be a wild situation, what's going to happen going into the Super Bowl week.
Yeah, that Omatron or whatever the fuck it is.
Megatron.
Hey, that motherfucker is not no joke.
Megatron's coming.
I know at some point within the last 3 weeks I have had COVID, but I have no idea when at any point I did. Because I'm not gonna lie, dude, I had a migraine for 2.5 weeks straight.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Yesterday was the first day since 2 Tuesdays ago that I've not had a headache.
Well, I'm glad you're on the other side of it.
I'm just surprised.
I thought I was going to die this weekend,
literally
bro.
work in the service industry. I literally am in contact with hundreds of people a day.
Yeah.
And I've never come across COVID or even gotten it.
Same. And then I'm like, the situation. I'm chilling at the house and then get a knock on the door. Here's COVID. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers.
I did come across somebody like 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, that had that possibly due to contact tracing, they were in contact with somebody, and I was in contact with them, but I just had to isolate for 10 days, but I never got it.
See, I don't know when at any point I had it because my symptoms were like on and off, but dude, my symptoms came fucking like Derrick Henry through the front line on Friday night.
Lifting that car, dude.
Saturday, Sunday, man, I was not moving. I'm talking my eyes watering, my nose draining. I got a migraine, can't breathe, can't stand up to tankle. And then
Tankle. Oh my God.
Can't stand up to tankle.
What
ain't gonna
was
lie.
that accent?
I gotta go tankle.
Gotta go tankle.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. I thought I was gonna go tankle when I got here, but
Please,
I was-
please stop saying tankle.
I was focused on this Sushi.
I
real
will
quick.
mute you if you don't stop.
Muted.
Okay. Well, I'm good now though. My headache's still a little bit there, but
All right, well,
Last thoughts.
thankfully you're all good. Hopefully everybody out there with COVID
We
is
hope
all
so.
good. But on that note, I guess we're going to be wrapping this up. And I guess a new thing that Alex like us doing.
Yeah, the ending.
Yep.
Well, before we do that, we appreciate the hell of you for making it all the way to the end of this terrible ass show. Like I said at the very beginning, we're up to something. I just want to keep plugging that. Keep it in your minds that we're up to something. And it's big and it's super cool. But before we do our outro, any last thoughts, boys? We good?
No, we're all good over here.
We feeling good. All right. Well, again, we cannot appreciate you enough for making it all the way to the end of this terrible ass show. Hopefully you have a phenomenal day. And this was a
Terrible football show. Thanks for listening.
go Bills.
Go Bills.